Hey everybody, welcome back. It's I, Dr. Bosky, and tonight we are taking a look at the Jump Jet mech iterations that we're going through. Chris, thank you so much. I think the general sense of it is that we're making good progress. We're still working on concepting and the details, and I think the feel. I think we're closer, but we're not quite there yet. So let me switch on over and show you what I got here. All right. So I think in general, one thing that is just so we have it here. I think I like the red and the grayish white more so, which I think is quite useful. So just so you have that there. Some things that I liked that you had going on over here. I like these back fins a lot more. I like that this kind of suggests like these things could be ripped off and used as like large like guns. At least that's where my imagination goes, is like your buddy, you're carrying your armaments, and then like, you know, another mech comes by and kind of can take some of your weapons if you need them, that type of thing. I like what you had going on here with some of the more hot wire, not wires. These are like almost like fluid conduits or something like that. I like that they had the bridge here. So let's bring that design over. I think that is in general the stuff that I liked coming from this last round of ideation here. So thank you for that. Yeah, and I think the red and white works better with a little bit of the black. And we'll see what that looks like, especially if we put some lights on here. All right, so looking at this composition a bit more, I'm feeling like this something is not quite working with this digigrade leg being, and maybe it's the perspective, maybe it's the way that the shapes are essentially kind of blending together. Maybe it's shading. I'm not entirely sure. So, but I thought I would point that out so we can work on that. So in general, I think the top of the mech needs more exploration. So feel free to just do 3 or 4 explorations, just the tops, just show me different tops. So let's go through and see what we can get design wise there. In general, this, I don't know what this thing is. I know what that is. That's an X. But this weird wiring thing kind of looks like sort of like a dragon thing. There's something not quite working in this space. So let's pull that out and kind of work on maybe a redesign of this area in here. Speaking of which, so maybe we can have a larger plate. We could do white on like a. So we could do red. We could do maybe white on the red. Maybe we could do it. Maybe it can just be more of a color that pops. But I thought I would kind of I just kind of did some rough let's think about maybe the side of this thing being much bigger. So maybe that might be a thing there. It could be like something like that. Could be a decal that's kind of underneath and we can see there. I'm not entirely sure. So but yeah, let's go and work on that. Come on, there we go. And what else we got? So in general, so where I did the check marks, I think we really need to explore these shapes a bit more. I'm not a fan of this kind of missile that we have going on here. I think we can cut that. Also, I think there's something I'm not quite sure here. Back up here. I think I'm not entirely sure yet. There is something with this faceplate that I'm not quite liking. Maybe it's the way the technology is. I'm not sure. Like maybe it should be a display. There's something about that. But the other thing in general, so I mentioned that the wires. So we've got this kind of like weird wiry circuit thing going on here. It's not quite working for me. I think I sort of like where you're going, but I think what we need to do is step back and think about what these materials or these kind of soft fibrous things look like and how they integrate better into the mech. So I was starting to just kind of notice that there. I think this revision of the feet starting to become its thing. And what else did I have? Oh, the other one. So it may not be as apparent, but something isn't quite working with, I think the way these guns are, I think they're too tight to the body. Maybe it's all because of this sort of like shape here. So what I was thinking is we drop them down more, which I had down underneath, and then we pull them out. We extend them a little bit more, as well. So in both of these directions, I think that might be a thing, as well. So, that might be something like that. So, not quite as low, but I kind of did like just a little, real quick, like maybe part of this is that I need to see a little bit more of the body underneath, and for this. So I really enjoyed how the shapes turned out, by the way, which is super cool. And I think also there's something that I'm really enjoying about things like this. This is super cool. So thank you for that. Not sure about I think we can do the pink. I think we're still concepting, obviously. So, but I definitely like the paneling. You know what I'm going to say as well. So we should have that, transparent, right? And we should have some silhouettes in the cockpit for the main human piloting this thing. So, and there maybe we have the opportunity to kind of like do like a bigger sort of, I don't know, body shape thing, maybe something like that. So, where it's sort of like more like a kind of full body, maybe it's sort of like got a bit of like a mech cockpit thing where you have more physicality inside the mech. I don't think we have to get too detailed, but we need to think about it a little bit and put in some silhouettes. And then down here, there's something in what we've got going on right now that isn't quite doing it for me, and I can't quite put a finger on it because we're still concepting. I think maybe it's in the way, and maybe some of the shading will pull us out, but I think so I started taking a look around again, and I think there's something here looking at this suit in the way, the intricacy of sort of these shapes coming together, which I'm really kind of enjoying. I don't know, I mean, like it's not quite there, but I don't know, some of it might be in the segmentation of the suit, like something like this. I don't know, maybe it's because we've got this kind of like, this I don't know, this layering of these pieces. Maybe it's part of the flanges here. I'm not entirely sure. It just gives the suit a little bit more character. Now, granted, we're looking at a suit here, but I'm kind of looking for, like we got these like big like nodule rotator bits here. We've got some exhaust bits here. I don't want to take it completely, right? But I think there's something in the machinery or in the mechanics that we're not quite hitting here. Like we have this like interesting double knee knee armor here. Again, you got these kind of pieces here. There's something in the suit that sells this, that I think we're kind of missing in our own designs. So the feet also, these feet are kind of really interesting too, right? So again, I don't think we take them completely. I think I just look around, think about it a little bit, think about how this stuff is kind of coming together, right, in terms of materials, and let's just be inspired. Like we're not in a rush on this stuff here, and I can't quite put a finger on it, but maybe just flip through a bunch of mech designs and start to think about some of how these pieces kind of come together. We have this kind of thing here, looking at this one, right? Like I like that we have this kind of under, like slightly more, I don't know, soft shell piece, and we have these hard shell pieces. And I know in our own design, it's we don't really have much in the way of soft, but these areas, I think there's something where we can, like, we do have some soft shaped designs here, so maybe we need to come back through and take a pass on the mech. We don't need a lot of soft shell pieces, but maybe there's something to be said for that layering and kind of how that looks, right? Also, it's interesting because, you get this kind of shading, but it's funny how, like, just this, I don't know, like, you see the shape, and then the shape comes down and it's got a bit more of a bullousness here. And you have this sense of, like, this kind of plate on top, right? Like, and then the segmentation really feels really good. Some of that shading, I think, as well. But there's something in... granted, we're still in the hard, more of the hard shapes. in terms of sketching. But I think there's something to be said for, I don't know, the way the segmentation comes together. Maybe it's that kind of 3D render flavor to it as well. You know, like there's something in here that I'm really enjoying that they kind of caught that I don't think we've gotten to yet. You know, same thing. I'm a big sucker for the style of like layered plating and materials. You know, we've got some like, I don't know, weird exhaust jet things here or bits there, right? And even like in like this, the way this kind of piece comes together, there's something in how these materials are put together that really are just a joy to sort of trace over the details with your eyes. So, you know, I thought I would just kind of point that out. You know, coming back over here, you know, we've got a lot more, we got all these interesting rivet things, you know, that are pretty cool. You know, I think we have some, and it's a little bit more coarse here, but I want to take some different perspectives, right? You know, we got this kind of like gear machinery here in the joint. You know, we got this interesting like kind of over shoulder kind of, I don't know, pauldron thing here. You got these like little like, I don't know, suit vents that are interesting. The way this sort of like center cod piece sort of kind of comes together. There's some really cool stuff. And I know this is more detail, but that's the thing is we're still, while I know I jumped the gun a little bit and we're talking about color, feel free, you know, to do a colorless version so we can always go back because we know kind of roughly what the coloration looks like. Do both if you want. But I thought I would just point that out there. And then this thing is super trippy. But I kind of, you know, here we've got these like, look at these like weird, cool, like digigrade legs, right? With the reverse joints. Pretty cool in that side of things. You know, I thought I would just kind of point that out a little bit there. You know, something, you know, like here and here, you know, like there's something just that really works in this space. I think it's mostly in the digigrade legs, but then we have this kind of open, exposed, I think machinery a little bit more here too, right? Like something like this, you know, again, where the moving pieces to come together. Also kind of really like this sort of like, I don't know, like what is that? I don't know. It's like a recessed gear. You got these little bits here, right? You know, just some stuff. You know, again, we don't take it wholesale. But also, this is kind of interesting. Like, even though they're doing like the synthetic thing, there's something interesting about these like servos or these like gears here that are pretty cool. You know, I just, you know, like there's something in that. So these things are going to take a lot of space on screen. And I think that, you know, the detailing is going to definitely be worth it. So, yeah, I mean, we're not far off. I just think that we're not quite there yet. So, I think that is the gist of it. I'll go ahead and let me see here. It's a pretty big one. I'll go ahead and export this. Quick export, and I'll get this on the get this on the Trello card here. Get in there, jump jet. Something like this. But otherwise, I'm enjoying where we're going with this. And I think that the next iteration is also going to be really, really cool. So let me come back over here. Yeah, that's fine. Get out of here, Photoshop. And I think there's probably more. I might also explore some more stuff, but I think a lot of what we're starting to lay in with this is another style, kind of like what we did with what we did with the Riot Shield mech. I think it's going to take a little time for us to get there. We should come back and take a look at that. Take a look at again our materials, and you know we need to design our own language for mechs. Both humanoid mechs, quadra, you know, multi-leg mechs, jumping jet mechs. I think there's a lot of stuff that we're going to be able to explore in this space. I'm really excited about it. So, okay. Yeah. So if you've gotten this far in the video, thank you so much for being here. If you have any comments, questions, we always read everything that people put out there. And I just want to say thank you, and we'll see you all next time.